Hello, amateur detectives. Welcome to the River Heights Report. Today, I'm going to be talking about my 5 least favorite characters in the Her Interactive Nancy Drew Game series. I got my magnifying glass, so let's get into it. I'm going to start at number 5, and then I'm going to work my way down to number 1, which is going to be my least favorite character of all time. And you might be surprised by who takes at number 1 spot. I want to give a quick spoiler alert before we get too far into the video, because I'm going to be talking about some of the things that these characters did and events that occur in the game. So if you have not played them yet and you want to be surprised, I would advise you not watching. I'm not going to specify whether or not these characters were or were not the villain in the game, but I am going to be talking about just characteristics and behaviors that they exhibited. Number 5, Tino Balducci from Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. He is one of the most arrogant, narcissistic people I've ever had the displeasure of interacting with in a virtual setting. He's only focused on himself and doing whatever it takes to be in the spotlight, to be the one who comes out on top. And that includes pulling the emergency brake on a train that could have derailed and putting everyone's life at risk. And he starts accusing other people of pulling the emergency brake, even though it was him all along, just crooked. Like, I get other people trying to shift suspicion and cast blame, but you are a detective, Tino. You are a detective. You have a responsibility. You have a different standard to hold yourself up to.
Amateur detective, huh? Ever thought about becoming a real detective? You know, like me?
And just minimizing Nancy's detective work and her success in finding Laurie Gerard.
That slug? I mean, I knew that slug was a clue.
Sure you did. Sure you did, Tino. Even as far as to criticize her for not carrying around a pen. You know, all the great detectives carry around a pen. Nancy's like, well, I carry a pencil. I mean, I do think it probably would be better to carry around a pen, because then at least it couldn't be erased. But still, does it matter? It's a writing utensil. Get over yourself. Number 4 is Scott Varnell from Trail of the Twister. Another very arrogant man, I would say. Very abrasive.
What are you, like 18? Do me a favor, kid. Don't talk to me about disappointment till you've lived long enough to experience it firsthand.
Like, I get it, Scott. You're very good at what you do. You have the 6th sense for tornadoes. You can sense when they're coming and the miles per hour that they may be going at. You have other people on your team, people you need to be concerned about, people you need to protect, people you need to vouch for. As an intern on this team, I'm just trying to learn from you. You know, I'm just trying to gain experience. I know we're like undercover and everything, but you know, he doesn't know that. And he just is so rude and short with Nancy, and he's a very selfish person all around. He has very little patience for the people around him. Not a great guy. Our number 3 spot is held by none other than Simone Mueller from the final scene. She is so sadistic. Nancy's friend just got kidnapped and is being held in a theater that is going to be demolished in 3 days. And what does she do? She tries to capitalize off of it.
I'm from L.A. This ain't my first time at the rodeo. We'll find your friend, or Brady Armstrong will, and when he does, every girl in America will wish she'd been kidnapped instead of Maya what's-her-name.
She buys a funeral wreath. She starts doing like press tours, giving out press releases talking about the kidnapping and how Brady Armstrong is gonna find her, and it's like a whole thing. Like, she's using it to promote him in his new movie. Like, it's disgusting. It just shows an utter disregard for life, a complete lack of empathy. Number 2, Antonia Scolari from Alibi in Ashes. I don't care what your political views are. This woman is corrupt. She is a snake. She is only concerned about her success, achieving her own goals, no matter who has to take the fall. And she uses Nancy as the scapegoat. She's fully willing and prepared to do that, knowing that she is not guilty.
You know, it's harder than you think to run a town. If someone has to take the fall for the common good once in a while, so be it.
When you ask Alexei Markovic about Tony Scolari, he responds with, well, she's a politician, so she's either corrupt or deeply immersed in the corrupting process. And you can respond with, not all politicians are corrupt. And he says, seriously, Where's your youthful cynicism? Yes, all politicians are corrupt. And you can respond with, well, why do you distrust politicians? And he says, because we're just votes to buy. Once they're elected, we're just collateral damage for whatever or whoever is paying them off. Which is so true. She showed herself to be someone who was not worthy of our trust, who was trying to benefit herself, who was willing to sweep things under the rug and cast the blame as long as it wasn't on her, as long as it tied everything up in a neat little bow and she could make herself look good. Crooked, corrupt, despicable human being. I don't trust you. She does not have my vote. Now, before I give my number one pick, I want to list a few honorable mentions. Richard Topham from Secret of the Old Clock.
I'll be blunt, Miss Drew. I've discovered that the more time I spend with the, shall we say, intellectually unendowed, the more my cerebral pulsations seem to diminish.
Scam artist, and I'm pretty sure he forged that will. Colin Baxter from Phantom in Venice. Emotionally volatile.
You apparently are like everyone else, interested only in what something is worth instead of what it offers the soul.
He was very, very sensitive about his mosaic tiles and really needed to calm down. Also, he lied to everyone about what his name was, so not a very trustworthy person. Laurie Gerard from Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Didn't have a lot of respect for Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys.
Oh my gosh! I never thought you'd be the one to find me. No offense, Nadine?
And pursued fame and success to the point that she put people's lives in danger. So, not great. Brenda Carlton from Alibi in Ashes. She's another one of those people who doesn't care about who she has to run over on her way to success. And very deceptive.
If people cared about seeing justice done, I'd report on it. But they don't, so I don't.
I also do not trust the news media, just like I don't trust politicians. Alibi in Ashes really exposed a lot of people. Pretty accurate, if I must say so. Mainstream media is not very trustworthy these days. Not striving to be honest or uphold the journalist's ethics. Just like Brenda. Ethel Bosany from Curse of Blackmore Manor. This woman never failed to give me a heart attack. I have a vivid memory from my childhood of playing this game. In my chair, I was leaning it slightly back, which I would not recommend doing because you probably are gonna fall. Regardless, I was leaning back in my chair and this woman pops up in front of the screen. And I screamed, I swear I screamed, I don't remember, it happened so fast. And I just toppled over and fell to the ground. It was so dramatic. It happened 3 times at least. Ethel popping up, not me falling over in the chair, thankfully. She was just rude. And she didn't want us there. She kept side-eyeing us the whole time. And I was like, you know what, Ethel, I don't need this.
What were you doing in there?
I got asked to be here, okay? I'm here to solve a mystery. Can you back off? Why don't you go back to wherever it is you popped out of and just stay there. Mind your business. Go teach Jane a lesson and do some weird secret ritual. I don't want to know about it. All right, it is finally time for me to announce my number one. I cannot underestimate how much I dislike this person. Number 1, Alicia Cole from Midnight in Salem. I don't know how she did it. This is the most recent game. And she is the character that I dislike the most. She is the one who made it at the top of my list. It's honestly a great achievement. I have a whole list of things that this woman has said that have just rubbed me the wrong way. Oh, when we first meet her, she's already automatically suspicious. And then when we start talking about Ned, she's like, oh, well, he doesn't come with you on your investigation trips? Why would he, Alicia? I'm traveling all over the world. Like, you think he doesn't go to school? You think he doesn't have a job? Like, he can't just like pick up and leave and follow me around everywhere. And then she's like, have you been dating long? And I'm like, well, I mean, why are we talking about this right now? I mean, yes, it's almost been a century, but you know, who's counting? And then she like has the audacity to look us in the eye and go, don't let his plans get in the way of yours. All right, calm down, Alicia. Wasn't going to. Why are you concerned? Why are you concerned about that? Who said I was letting his plans get in the way of mine? Trust me. Maybe Nancy should let some of his plans get in the way of hers because she has missed a lot of dates from trying to solve mysteries and traveling to other countries. And honestly, it wasn't okay with me. I didn't approve this, but you know, Nancy said, hey, we're gonna solve a mystery in Germany. And I was like, okay, say less. So we went. I didn't know she had dinner plans with them. I didn't know it was their anniversary or whatever was happening. I don't even remember at this point. It's been so long. And then I was disgusted when Nancy says that she met Jason Danforth and this lady starts going, he's kind of cute, huh? And Nancy's like, I don't know about that. Like, it's okay, I guess. And she goes, different tastes. Like, didn't ask. I'm really not interested in what your tastes are, Alicia. And then Nancy goes, yeah, I guess if you like fast food with cheeseburger with extra cheese, something like that. And she goes, what can I say? I like cheese. Ew! What? No! Stop! Stop it, Alicia. How old are you, woman? How old is Jason? I thought he was in high school. I don't know, maybe he's like 18, 20. Still, that is sick. I'm very sure that he is at least half of your age. That grosses me out.
He does odd jobs for me sometimes. Doesn't hurt that he's easy on the eyes.
Then Nancy is kind of questioning their whereabouts at different times, and she's asking her, why did you have Jason pull a stump out of your yard? And Alicia's like, I like watching him suffer. I'm sorry? What? Ew! What is wrong? What is wrong with you? You're sick. That's a sick thing to say. Another little pet peeve of mine that she does is when Nancy would walk in and she'd just say things like, whoa, we don't knock anymore? What am I knocking on? Your door is wide open. Another thing she did that just brought a rise out of me was when we're talking about Nancy's father. And she's like, oh, yeah, I was talking with him about a case. We chat about work, mostly. What do you mean, mostly, Alicia? That better be all you talk about. Better yet, don't ever call my father again, okay? Take Carson Drew off of your speed dial. I don't want to see that little golf ball profile peeking out of your phone next time you open it, okay? I better not. When I look through my father's recent calls, your name better not show up. What do you mean mostly? You flirting with my dad? What do you have to talk about, Alicia? Nothing, that's what I know. And I think when she was even talking about Ned, she made the comment, can I give you some unsolicited advice? No. You can't. When she said unsolicited, it really was. I don't want any counsel from you. You're a terrible attorney. Would never want her representing me. All right, those are my top 5 least favorite Nancy Drew characters. Let me know your least favorite characters in the comments and give some reasons. I would love to hear your opinions and thoughts on this. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to post a walkthrough of Message in a Haunted Mansion soon, so stay tuned. And I'll see you guys again soon. Fade out.